How's it going, guys? I'm finally bringing you the video a bunch of you have been waiting for. Montreal Canadiens Cup or Bust. I know a ton of you have been asking when the NHL 19 Cup or Bust was coming. I was waiting for the roster update that happened last Friday. Was gone for the weekend, and I wanted to add in all of my created players, as well as edit some of the ratings and potentials on the already existing players, which obviously takes a bit of time. So hopefully you guys understand. I know Montreal Canadiens fans as well have been asking for this one since NHL 18, so hopefully I don't let you down. We got 3 years here to try and return the Montreal Canadiens to a Stanley Cup champion. Basically this year it's 2021 Cup or Bust, but it doesn't really sound too good, so I'm just going to be calling it Cup or Bust, but no, we have until 2021 to try and win a Stanley Cup. Top players here in Montreal, obviously, Carey Price, Shea Weber, and then Brendan Gallagher. I'm also happy I waited a bit as the Max Pacioretty trade went down. I would have hated to do this before that happened. So it's going to be tough. Montreal definitely needs to be rebuilt, but when you have the best goalie in the world, it's tough to do. Also, Shea Weber's not too bad. It's going to be tough to rebuild them. I don't know if I go full tank the first 2 years and hope to just win it all the third year. What exactly is the game plan? And as you can see here, the Atlantic Division is very top heavy. Tampa and Toronto both 93s, Boston's 92. And we're actually tied for the third worst there with Buffalo at 90 overall. Both Detroit and Ottawa worse than us. So how we're going to out-tank those teams, I'm not sure. I mean, Ottawa's in a first-round pick, so maybe they don't even try to tank. For this, it's going to be the same settings every time, but I'll show you guys right now. So for this one, all I'm going to have on is salary cap and computer trades. Fog of War I don't want on for Cup or Bust. It's only 3 years, so I feel like it's just better to kind of know the ratings, especially too. We're pretty much going to know most of the players' ratings. Those will be NHL players. Only top prospects will really be involved in terms of making the team. Obviously, some could be involved in trades, but it's not going to be too important. And then rules and settings here will be just like last year, the most authentic settings possible. So game styles full sim. Injuries are off though, as we only have 3 years. Don't want a fluke injury to ruin it. Period length 20 minutes. Let's see here. Computer trades are on. Difficulty there, superstar. Not sure if it matters. Draft pick ownership, of course, is authentic. Salary cap on. Trade difficulty is hard. Waivers on. And I think that's it. And just like last year, guys, I have one set of rules which haven't changed. So the first one, unlimited free agent signing, just so the summers are more fun. Max 5 trades per year to keep it more realistic. But CPU offers are a bonus, so if we actually get a good offer from a CPU, it's worth even more, I guess. Cannot trade picks past 2021. That way, if we somehow ruin this team over the next 3 years, they're able to restart with all their picks. And then keep at least 4 picks per draft, just like the max 5 trades per year. I want to keep it realistic. And right here you guys can see all the created players I made. I know a bunch of you have been asking for them as well as the stats, so I'll just go through each one individually. Adam Fox here signed to Carolina, obviously. Added him after the Hanifin for Hamilton trade just to even it out a bit. Currently not in the game, 72 overall. Gave him medium top 4D potential. Right there is a look at his stats. Next up here, Brady Tkachuk, obviously on the Senators. 75 overall. I gave him high top 6. I feel like that probably makes more sense than medium elite. Right there you can see his stats. It's kind of like a bigger Matthew Tkachuk. I think Matthew Tkachuk's more skilled and speedy, or Brady Tkachuk's kind of bigger, better defensively. Next here we have Bode Wild, drafted early second round by the Islanders. Figured I'd add him. He's a pretty decent prospect. 64 overall, low top 4D potential. Right there's a look at his stats. Next up here, Cole Caulfield, so he'll be like a top 10 pick in the 2019 draft. I think he's the same rating as I made him last year. 72 overall, high top 6'4 potential. Also, I'm curious to see kind of how he grows. Now, the draft players actually grow during their draft year. So I'm just wondering how much he'll grow, if at all, I guess. Next year, we have Cale Makar, obviously on the Avalanche. 74 overall, medium elite potential. Very fast, solid, puck-moving defenseman. Kind of like another Quinn Hughes, except he's a right-handed shot and a little bit bigger. I think also not quite as fast as Hughes. Ilya Samsonov here, the best goalie prospect in the world right now. 77 overall, medium elite potential. Could be Washington's backup this year. I'm not sure if he's going to be, but he's kind of good enough to be. Been playing in the KHL, and just a very good young goalie. Igor Shesterkin here, another goalie in the KHL. I think he's a year older than Samsonov. Not quite as good, though. So he's 74 overall. Low elite potential. I really wish it actually showed you guys if it was medium, low, or high. And then right there's a quick look at his stats. Ilya Sorokin, a year older than Shesterkin, so 2 older than Samsonov. Probably the second best of the 3. Have him at 76, low elite. Most of the guys that are in the KHL I made low elite because it's kind of like a question mark if they'll actually come over here or not. Samsonov, though, I think is pretty much a sure thing. Joel Farabee here, drafted mid-first round last year by the Flyers. Having the game before in 18. Gave him 70 overall, medium top 6. I feel like he's a pretty solid player, and it's pretty accurate, I think, potential for a mid-first rounder. Next year we have Jack Hughes. He's going to go first overall in the 2019 draft. So I made him 80 overall, kind of like Caulfield. I'm curious how much he'll grow. Because they're both American players that aren't playing in the CHL, I don't know if they just kind of make a made-up American League, and that's kind of what they simulate them playing in which case, who knows how much he'll grow, if at all. So make sure to make him at least an 80, so he's good to go in the NHL out of the draft. Also give him high elite potential. He's supposed to be awesome, kind of like, I think, Austin Matthews-ish in terms of talent, so we'll see if that happens in this game as well as real life. Josh Norris here, he was part of the big Karlsson trade with San Jose. I actually wasn't going to add him at first, but I decided to add him, as if you don't add him, like the San Jose trade with Ottawa is so one-sided in this game, as Josh Norris was like the most important piece in that trade. Obviously, he's also a pretty good player too. 68 overall, medium top 6. He was like a mid-first rounder by San Jose back in 2017. Jake Onger here, solid goalie prospect for the Stars, 70 overall. Made him, I think, medium starter potential. I felt like high starter might have been a bit too much. Next here we have Kirill Kaprizov, so another guy in the KHL. 78 overall, he's been pretty good over there. He said he wants to come to the NHL. They're not sure if he's going to, so gave him low elite. Again, the low is kind of like if he actually comes over. That's kind of like built into the potential, I guess, as he could be a bust. Next year, Oliver Wahlstrom, another one of the Islanders picks. I think he's going to be sick. 73 overall right now, medium elite potential, awesome hands. He was the kid that did all the moves or whatever in that viral video a while ago. And next here's a player I would have added last year if we didn't end after the 2020 season, and that is Quinton Byfield. So he's pretty much the unanimous number 2 behind Lafreniere. He's supposed to be sick. He's actually joining the Sudbury Wolves this year, so I haven't signed to Sudbury, obviously. He'll be getting drafted, though, 2020. Very solid player, 60 overall, 6'4", 214 pounds at 16 years old is insane. Kind of reminds me of Kopitar, just like reading about him and stuff. Gave him medium elite potential. So, like Lafreniere, he's kind of low rated now, but he's got 2 seasons to grow. So, hopefully they're both at least high 70s by the 2020 draft. I think Lafreniere is a 72 high elite. I also boosted his hands along with a bunch of other players' stats, just kind of doing minor tweaks to make it a bit more realistic, at least in my opinion. Quinn Hughes here, like I was saying, is like a faster, smaller Kyle McCarr, 74 overall, medium elite potential, awesome speed there, awesome passing. He's definitely like the number 2 guy I wanted behind Zadina for Detroit. And then finally here, Vitaly Krasov, Rangers first round pick. I think that was like number 9. 73 overall. Gave him high top 6 forward potential. Right there you can see, look at his stats. Pretty big body, power forward. Probably going to be a beast with like Anderson or Chittle in the future. So let's look at all the creative players. And just like last year, guys, if we're unable to win the Stanley Cup in the first 3 years, we have to do a forfeit. Now this year I'd like to do stuff different than just quick selling packs. Just like more real life stuff, more creative things. So for this episode, if we're unable to win the Stanley Cup, I have to tweet out that I think Montreal, the Canadiens, are not only a playoff team, but a dark horse Stanley Cup contender. Besides that, guys, we're going to get started with this franchise mode now. Very excited to try and turn around the Canadiens franchise, kind of undo some of the mess that Bergevin made, and hopefully return them to glory. And right here, guys, look at the Montreal Canadiens team we're starting with. So Tatar, Duran, and Gallagher is the first line. Honestly, that looks more like a second line to me. Lehkonen, Danault, and Domi is the second. That looks more like a third. Byron, Hudon, and Armia is the third. Not too bad for a third. And then Shaw, Plekanec, and De La Rose is the fourth. Not too bad for a fourth, but definitely need some like elite players in the forward group. Defense here, I've got Mete starting on the first pair with Weber. Petrie and Alsner is the second pair, and then Ouellette and Schlemko the third pair. Mete 79, but he's got top 4D potential. Hopefully, playing top pair minutes, he'll grow. Obviously, Carey Price, I'm not sure what I want to do with him yet, honestly. Like, is it better to just keep him and hope we can lose with him the first year or two, and then obviously we have him the third year when we're trying to compete? I don't know. Are we even going to be good enough to maybe compete the second year? It's going to be tough to figure out what to do. AHL team, there are some good players in the system. Nikita Sherbak, definitely one. 76 overall, medium top 6, it's 22 years old. After him, though, really not too much for forwards. Defense, though, we have Noah Juleson, 78 overall, medium top 4, so almost as good as Mete. I guess that's really it. Valiv here's got 7th D, so yeah, he's not too great. Goalies there, Lindgren and McNevin are pretty average, so if we were to trade Price, we really have no one else coming up. So, like I was saying, it's going to be tough to kind of rebuild this team without trading Price or Weber. I'm definitely going to trade one, maybe both of them. I also want to just kind of show you guys all the top assets we have on this team. Obviously, Kokoniemi would be one. At 18 years old, he's already 66 overall, and he has medium elite potential, so would love to see him grow a lot this season. If we could use him in the second year, that would be huge. Nick Suzuki, too, from the Pax-Ready trade. Really needed him to grow. So, I mean, we have 2 future top 6 centers there. After that, we got this Yolonen guy. Medium top 6 as well. When was he drafted? 2018 second round. Okay, that's what I kind of figured. Bitten's not too bad. And then for draft picks here, I think we do have some extras. Yeah, we have a second in 2019, sorry. 2 fourths, 2 fifths. So, I mean, we're not, too bad for draft picks. I'm honestly still trying to figure out exactly what Bergevin's plan is. I don't really know. So, I'm just going to go with my own thing here, which, again, we have to trade Weber for sure. He's 33. He's going to probably start getting worse soon. And maybe Price. Price is, like, the big question mark. We could get a huge return for him, but we have to make sure we have a good enough goalie once we're ready to compete, which is kind of the tough part. Alright guys, so this trade would be pretty crazy if it goes through. I've seen that Toronto Maple Leafs are interested in Shea Weber. They also have Liljegren on the block. He's got a lot of value. 75 overall at 19 with medium elite potential. He could definitely become like a stud for us in the next few seasons. Looks like the value is actually a bit on their side with Liljegren, but they want Weber. Liljegren's on the block. Maybe it goes through. Trade reject. Okay, so we'll probably have to add a little bit more on our side, but honestly, if we can get rid of Shea Weber's contract, it's still worth it. Obviously, the Maple Leafs have a ton of salary space right now before they sign Matthews and Marner, so they might screw themselves here, but obviously they're in our division, so that'd be a plus for us. Alright guys, so I just added Schlemko to this deal. Obviously, we're not trying to do good this first season. He's a decent defenseman, but like not one you can't easily sign in free agency. 80 overall, making a couple million, 30 years old. They want him too. They want to really stack their D, I guess, and just go for the cup this year, so we'll see if Toronto says yes. And they do, because we're calling up Juleson and Riley. So it's a big trade. I mean, we move Weber's contract, get a awesome young defenseman, Liljegren. And hopefully this causes some cap problems for Toronto as well. That'd kind of just be like an added benefit. We'll see if this works out. Alright guys, trying to get another blockbuster to go through here. Offering the Islanders Carey Price. Obviously, best goalie in the world, like I was saying. But it's going to be hard to rebuild with him in net. Even if he has a terrible team in front of him, he's going to steal us some wins. Roll their elite goalie, potential franchise. Making a lot of money though, $10.5 million. Couple prospects they want, both AHL potential. 3rd round pick in this year's draft for Matthew Barzal. If we got him, there's our first line center. Plus he's making like no money in the next 2 years. It'd be amazing. Price actually has more value than him, but he's on the trade block, so that's why I am adding a few extra pieces here to hopefully get the Islanders to say yes. Maybe we can take advantage of Lou Lamoriello here. He likes his goalies, right? The last 2 teams to trade a 1st round pick for a goalie, both those trades were made by him. So maybe he makes another big trade for a goalie here. Let's see what they say. Trade rejected. Okay, so even though like Price has more value and they want him, I thought that might be the case. I really don't want to give up any of these picks though. Alright guys, so I had this Yolanin prospect, medium top 6'4" potential. It's like 62 overall. We'll see if that's enough to get Islanders to say yes here. Give us Matthew Barzal. And they're going to do it. Call up Charlie Lindgren. So, I mean, we basically just traded Carey Price and his salary along with a medium top 6 prospect for Matthew Barzal. The 2 HL guys do not matter. So I didn't want to play this first cover bust safe, and we're definitely not. I got Barzal and Liljegren how to build around this team. So goalies are really rough now. I did see though that both Lettinen and Mason are available in free agency, so we'll probably sign one to be our starter. Can maybe even flip them at the deadline. It's definitely going to be an interesting year now. So like I was saying, guys, going to try and sign Lettinen now. As you can see in the bottom left-hand corner, we have over $30 million in cap space. So going to have so much money when free agency rolls around. I'll give him 1.3 here. Should be more than enough to get him to sign. Also just noticed Pavlich is here. Totally forgot to move him to retirement, which basically just means lowering his rating. Also, I did that with all the guys that will be on LTIR. I forgot to mention that. I did it last year. So, for instance, Zetterberg, who just retired, or at least LTI retired, he's like a 55 now in free agency. Same goes for Franzen, David Clarkson, Nathan Horton. So all those teams, the guys aren't on their team because in real life they'd be on LTIR and the teams would have that cap space. So I'm not sure if I can kind of find you guys Zetterberg really quick. So right there you can see Marian Hossa, for instance. Put him down to 55, like he's never going to play again. Again, same goes for Zetterberg, Franzen. I'm not sure where they're at, but right there's Zetterberg. So in case you guys are wondering, that's what I do with the LTIR players. Also, guys, looking through the skaters, there's actually one decent prospect here. Nurmi, 20 years old, 61 overall, medium top 9. If we can get him for free, I don't see why we wouldn't. Gonna give him the max in case another team makes him an offer, but pretty decent free ad. So after those trades and signings, here's a look at the team, guys. As you can see, I actually have Jonathan Drouin moved back to his natural position of left wing. I feel like he'll excel a lot more there, especially with Barzal as his centerman, and then we have Gallagher there on the right wing. I'm sure some of you Canadiens fans are probably still upset with me for trading Price, but I felt like this team needed a shake-up, and what better way than getting the kid that won the Calder. Also, forgot to tell you guys, I actually made like almost the same offer to Edmonton for Draisaitl, and they said no, which I was really surprised by, as Islanders have like no center depth, whereas Edmonton has McDavid, they have Nuge. If you have the best player in the world and the best goalie in the world, obviously McDavid and Price, you'd be stacked, but Chiarelli didn't want any part of it, I guess. Lehkonen, Domi, and Tatar is the second line. I've actually moved Domi back to center. He played there in junior, maybe a bit too when he started in Arizona. And he's actually got 78 faceoffs in this game, so it makes more sense to have him center than Duran. Plus, it just makes the second line a bit better. Byron, Deneau, and Armia as the third line, and then Shaw, Plekanec, and Hudon as the fourth line. So, obviously, forward group looks better now. Defense is pretty rough. Mete, Petrie is the top pair. Hopefully, Mete will grow. Riley, Alzner the second, and then Ouellette and Ben on the third. Goalies is kind of funny. We actually have the old Dallas tandem, Lettinen and Niemi. And this is kind of cool, guys. Central Scouting just gave us their first report. As you can see there, Jack Hughes, of course, at the top, ranked number 1. Cousins right now is 2, then Byram. I think Byram is the second highest rated prospect. It's either him or Krebs, so they'll probably change during the course of the season. Plus, I don't see, okay, Cole Caulfield's right there. He probably should be a bit higher, but it'd be cool to watch and see kind of how they move. Obviously, I've got a bunch of scouts out right now. Only need amateur scouts because we don't have the Fog of War on for this. Right now, I don't see, or no, there's a few busts already. Okay, so we know who to definitely not draft. So we're at the trade deadline here, guys. As you can see, the tank is in full force. Record of 16, 37, and 9. AHL team, though, doing pretty good, 34, 18, and 4. So see, I'm sure we're last in the division, like we have to be, unless Ottawa's... No, okay, yeah. We have 41 points. Ottawa there's got 59. Not quite as bad as us. Barzal, 46 points right now in 62 games, so he's tearing it up. I actually saw when I was looking at the trade screen that Barzal's grown to an 88 already. So, loving the price trade. I mean, just going to keep getting better. Just can't wait to see how good he gets. Duran as well, now an 86. Domi went up 1 as well. He's an 83. Defense, Mete is now an 80. I think that's all the growth for D. Or actually, Ouellette, was he a 79? I think he was. So, still, like, the players want to grow are growing, which is all that matters. And we're at the bottom of the division, so kind of going exactly how we want it to. We can still make 3 more trades, so we'll see what's out there. Maybe we can pick up a couple picks or prospects. I'm going to have to take a player back, though, as like we're right at the cap floor, but shouldn't be too bad. So right now, guys, trying to take Petrie to Minnesota Wild for a second-round pick. The Warner dude is just there for the roster spot. Value's pretty even. Both things on the block. They want Petrie. Petrie's salary actually went up. It's now $6.6 million. I guess our salary cap was too low, so like across the board, it's all up. I think 2 to 300K, maybe more. Now though, we can trade Petrie, not have to worry about being under the salary cap floor. Especially if we get a second-round pick, I think it's worth it. We'll see what the Wild say. And we're calling up Juleson, so they're saying yes. I think that's a solid move, again, just helping with the rebuild. Also, guys, I was looking through the trade block, some crazy things I noticed. First thing, Clayton Keller's on the trade block by Arizona. I don't know why. 20 years old, 87 overall already. Trade value is almost the max. Now, he's extended for next year. He's going to be making $7.5 million. So maybe they don't want to pay him that. I don't know. I'm also surprised he has an extension already. I guess that first year he played, which wasn't a full season, counted against his contract. I'm not sure if it actually should have, though, like if it did in real life. Chychrun as well, they extended $5 million. Ekman Larsson already happened. Same with Dvorak. Fisher, they extended. So maybe they're going to be right up against the cap. If we still had Weber or Price, I might try to make that trade. But now, basically, to get Keller, we'd have to trade either Barzal, Liljegren, Duran, maybe. Same with Kotkaniemi. And I mean, we now have our first-line center, Barzal, but Kotkaniemi could be our second-line center. Also, I was thinking about possibly trading our draft pick for Clayton Keller because we know what we're getting. Whereas with the draft, we could get first overall and get Jack Hughes, which would be amazing. But if we end up getting like 3rd or 4th or something, it's not that great. So, you know what? I might have just convinced myself to try and make this trade. Like, why not try and get Clayton Keller? It's like after this, might as well try and go get Brock Besser, all 3 of the Calder nominees. Okay, so with this, we have to add a player. Alright, guys, so I had to mess around the trade a little bit so it actually go through. This is what it's looking like. We'd be getting back Clayton Keller. I mean, we could have him, Barzal, and Drouin as the first line. Like, how sick would that be? Like, oh my god. Then we're giving up Deneau, who, again, 80 overall, 26. This is the last year to grow. I feel like 3.7 is overpaid for him. Mike Riley's just there for the roster spot. Same with Panik. He doesn't actually have that much value, even though he's an 80 overall. And then the first overall pick, again, it's like 80% chance we don't get first overall, or sorry, first round pick. Even if we finish last, 80% chance we don't get first overall, Jack Hughes. So I feel like Keller is better than everybody else, most likely, at least for the next 2 years. And we have more than enough space to afford his extension. It's an aggressive move, but to try and win the Cup by 2021, I think this is the play. Let's see what Arizona says. Trade rejected. Honestly, I thought it was pretty close. I'd be willing to throw in a draft pick, but like, we're already giving up potentially the first overall. So definitely not giving up any of our seconds this year, because we're going to need them. Second in 2020. Hell, let's do second in 2021. So far away. I feel like they gotta say yes now. And there we go. Again, super aggressive move, but our first line is insane. And for my final trade here, guys, just making a small one. Trying to trade Lettinen and Deslauriers for Clausen, a third, and Halverson with the Rangers. This is basically to get the third. Clausen and Halverson are honestly there for the roster spots just to get this to go through. Just trying to get as many picks as we can in this draft, especially since we no longer have that first rounder. We'll see what the Rangers say. Trades accepted. Okay, we'd have to move down Warner. I don't even know who that is, so who cares? And we're calling up those 4. So, I mean, our team's getting messed up, I guess, after the deadline in terms of the cap situation because we have no cap. But other than that, I'm pretty happy. I'll show you guys all the picks we have. Obviously, no first rounder, like I said, but I think Clayton Keller will make up for that. Hopefully now we don't win first overall. I didn't have too much luck in 18, but watch us win it now. So we have 3 seconds, 2 thirds, 2 fourths, 2 fifths, a 6th, and a 7th. I mean, even though we don't have a first rounder, hopefully we can hit on one of those. We'll spend the rest of the season here and get started with the off season. And after the deadline, guys, here's a quick look at the team. Like I was saying, I cannot wait to see how well this first line does. Keller, Barzal, and Drouin. Like, that's just going to be so sick. Even the second line there is pretty solid now. Gallagher, Domi, and Tatar. We got Lehkonen, Hudon, and Panic on the third, with Armia, Plekanec, and Byron on the fourth. Defense is terrible. We have Mete, that's about it. Then it's like Alzner, Ben, Ouellet, and a couple 60s. In goal here, we have Niemi with McNiven. In the AHL, obviously we have Lindgren and Gibson. Our AHL goalies are actually better. Starting lineup here for the AHL, I think the first line's the same. I've actually got Kokoniemi now in the second line center. I didn't realize he wasn't playing, so hopefully it doesn't affect his growth too much. A lot of times the lower rated guys grow mostly in the summer anyways. I've also got some other guys added that I've seen had good potential that weren't playing. Defense, obviously the 2 guys we're most waiting for, Jules and Liljegren. Hopefully, they can make the jump next year. That definitely helped with the team. So just finishing at the end of the season, as you can see there, record of 25, 47, and 10, so 60 points. Hopefully last in the league, even though we don't have our first round pick, obviously want a high second. Clayton Keller there, almost a point per game, that's insane. I'm not sure if how many he had when he was on Arizona, but still very impressive. We'll actually take a look at all of the scores on our team. Hopefully Barzal is close to point per game. It would be awesome if Duran is as well. So Duran is 60 points, not too bad. Gallagher 58. Barzal 58. I feel like he didn't really do much then since the deadline, but that's okay. Still 88 overall. Can't be too upset. Domi there 43, so good year for him. Tatar 37. Definitely expected a bit more than that. I mean, Armia had 35 on the third line. Just looking at everyone else here. I mean, not too bad production, honestly, from the lower lines. I think Mete was the leading defensive scorer with 9 points, which is pretty funny. Yeah, he was. Okay. Goalies, I mean, our goalies don't matter at all. Like, they're all just AHL goalies or whatever. Not going to keep any of them. Leading scorer in the entire league here. Radulov, that's surprising. 96 points. Obviously, playing on the line there, Sagan and Ben. Scheifele 91, Sagan 90. I'm surprised Radulov had more than both Sagan and Ben. Usually, he'd be the third highest of them. Kessel there, so it's all the guys riding shotgun. Like Kessel on probably Crosby or Malkin's line. Looks to be Malkin's line. Perry there, resurgence year. Okay. Very interesting to see, I guess, who these leading scorers are. I'll check now and see as well the standings. Like I was saying, hopefully we're last place. That way we have the highest picks in all the other rounds. Florida actually finished first, Toronto second, so I guess they don't mind the Shea Weber trade. Let me see here. I thought it was in the entire league, apparently not. So Winnipeg is first in the league, my bad. Florida and Toronto, though, are 4 and 5. Did the Islanders make it? They did. Without Barzal, but with Carey Price. That is very surprising. Minnesota, 18th best team in the league, making the playoffs. San Jose, 19th. I'm surprised they finished that low with Carlson and Burns. Detroit, Nashville, Columbus. I feel bad for them. 13, 14, and 15th in the league, and they miss. That sucks. Detroit usually doesn't finish that high, though. That's really surprising. And we did finish last. Okay, 10 points below Ottawa. The next worst team by far. Vegas there. Rough year after Stanley Cup final. Okay, so it should be interesting here with the draft. Again, I don't want to win the first overall pick. As long as we don't win first overall, I feel like the Clayton Keller trade was fair. If we do win first overall, we probably overpaid. Also want to quickly check AHL. Byron Fraser, our top leading scorer. Wow, I thought maybe Sherbak. He did have 50 though at least. Liljegren 28 there in 73 games. Alright, so not too bad. So even though we finished last in the NHL, our AHL team did make the playoffs. First round here against the Marlies, who usually win, end up having back-to-back championships. So we're down 0-2. We're going to make it a game. Okay, so we did get one win, unfortunately, though. Lose 3-1 there in the first round. Like I said, Marlies AHL team's stacked. And right here, guys, is the May scouting report. I'm not sure if we'll get one last one before the draft in June, so figured I'd share it with you guys. Jack Hughes here, obviously, is the #1 still. As you can see there, he's actually got 100... or how many is that? No, sorry, 98 points in 67 games in his U.S. league. Right there you can see they say offensive creativity, playmaking ability, magic hands, lacks size, lacks bulk, reach. Similar style there is Patrick Kane, so that's kind of cool. Dylan Cousins, they have #2. He's got 109 points in the WHL, just tearing it up. His similar style there is JVR. I don't know if that's really that great of a comparison. I guess JVR did go 2nd overall. Peyton Krebs here. His similar style is Joe Thornton, which I found kind of interesting as it says lacks bulk for a weakness, whereas Joe Thornton's pretty big, but maybe they just mean his playmaking ability is similar to Joe Thornton. Bowen Byram here, obviously the best defenseman in this draft class. His similar style there is Victor Hedman. Again, I'm not sure, like I feel like they could pick somebody better as Byram's 5'11", which is actually kind of small for D-man, whereas Hedman's huge. Capo Caco here, we'll see. Magic hands as well, puck protection, injury prone though, character and reach. Similar style as well as Patrick Kane. So I mean, Jack Hughes is like a center Patrick Kane, where Caco's a winger. Kirby Dodge, 200-foot game. Similar style there, Sean Couturier, so that's pretty good. And then Cole Caulfield's kind of like the last one we know about. And he actually has no similar style. So very interesting, I guess, looking at these scouting reports. I love how you can actually see the stats they have this year. Strengths, weaknesses, the letter grade, then similar style if there is one. Very, very cool. Also, here you guys can see our scouts have found a ton of busts. So I'm not going to be drafting any of these guys. There's actually like 7 or 8 there. I'm going to hit it the other way and see if maybe there's a gem. Okay, so no gems, but lots of busts. I knew this was coming, guys. As you can see there, our draft pick won 1st overall, which of course is now owned by the Arizona Coyotes. I swear, that wouldn't have happened if we didn't trade the pick. We held on to the pick. We'd be picking 4, maybe 3. Colorado, though, is picking 3 with the Ottawa pick, so pretty crazy. 2 of the top 3, or 2 of the lottery picks were traded. I mean, this could be conspiracy theory. I swear, if we didn't trade that pick, we're picking 4 or 3. Because we traded, the game just, you know, wants to snub us. Gives Arizona 1st overall. That's just, oh my gosh, that's so typical. But whatever. We knew there was a chance of that happening when we traded for Keller. I still feel like getting Keller at his overall, his age, is worth it. So there is actually a one last draft class report or whatever in June, so that's good to know. As you can see, Marian Hossa retires 1,100 points. Same with Zetterberg there, so it's kind of cool as it's like, you know, true to real life. And right here's another really cool feature in franchise mode this year. Retired players actually become scouts. So Nate Thompson, Dominic Moore, Scott Hartnell, all 3 retired and are now scouts you can actually hire. It's pretty sweet. So we're now at the draft here, guys. I still can't believe Arizona got 1st overall with our pick. I kind of feel like Brian Burke trading 2 firsts for Phil Kessel, except at least we only traded 1 first. And of course, Arizona, you can see there, drafted Jack Hughes. Let me see to see, I guess, if he's better than Clayton Keller or not in the 3rd year, because Keller still has medium league potential, already an 87. Like, it might not be that bad of a pick, or sorry, that bad of a trade. So round 1, I just want to see how it went. Cousins went 2nd, 73. Krebs went 3rd, and he's a 76. I thought Krebs was actually higher than Cousins. Kako 75 at 4, Byram 75 at 5, Dodge at 6, Caulfield 7, and then I think that's a created player, so top 7 went exactly how he went. So far, no real steals. I guess Hutchinson, a 73 at number 15 is not too bad. Ryan Suzuki there. Where did Nolan Foote go? He's got like medium top 6, maybe high. Medium top 6, number 24. Still like no elites, fell to late 1st. So maybe we can get lucky here. 1st pick in the 2nd round. We need to hope for something. Lavoie, potential unknown. Bancroft here for sure is low elite. Do we take a low elite with the 1st pick in the 2nd round? I mean, that's pretty good. This guy's a top 9. That guy's top 9. Let's see what the highest potential is that we have. This guy here is medium elite. Supposed to go in the 80s. Do we reach on him? Like 36. That's like a 3rd round pick. Same goes for Gagliardi. Medium elite. And it's like, it's guaranteed. He's got the 4 there. He's going to be a medium elite. I feel like we risk. This guy's a gem too. We didn't have a gem yet. So I think we go him with the 2nd round pick. We actually have 3 seconds. So we could go Gagliardi. and then Schwartz, and maybe that low elite guy's still available. This guy's a gem. We gotta take the gem. And 50 overall medium elite. Yeah, no, we are happy with that in the second round. I didn't show you guys either. I'd been doing scouting the entire season. I think I only had like 15 of the 20 scouts, as I decided to go with better scouts that were more expensive opposed to more of the worst scouts. Even though, I mean, 15 to 20 is still pretty close. And seem to have done a pretty good job so far. Let's see. Low elite. Magnuson, was that the guy that we were going to take? I think so. Or no. Oshie. I already forgot the guy's name. Like, if it's not a real player. Bancroft, that's who we're going to take. 63 low elite. Honestly, though, I'm kind of happy with our guy. Medium elite. I'm just wondering, like, could he have been available still? I mean, it's pick number 48. He was supposed to go pick number 80-something. One of those scenarios where I didn't want to risk it, right? Like, the guys, the low elites really don't have that much value, and they could not turn out, so might as well take a sure thing. Same goes for Schwartz here. Like, so he should go mid-third round. Why wait? Like, let's just take him. And as you can see, yeah, he's another 50 medium elite. I am more than happy with that. No reason to play around with those players and, you know, try and, you know, get greedy essentially. Hope they're still available later in the rounds. If you know there's that good of a player, take him while he's still there. Top 6 forward, that's pretty good. Mutala there, Sasha Mutala. DeVoe, goalie, that's not too bad either. We could use a goalie. I mean, our plan was to sign Renair Bobrovsky. We could still stick to that. So let's take Sasha here, 53, medium top 6. We now have the first pick in the 3rd round. Potentially that goalie could still be there. He is not. There's one, though, medium elite, or Nazarov. This guy's inaccurate medium elite. This one, semi-accurate medium elite. There's a chance. I just want to take, actually, one more check here on the gem/bust, because we got a gem there out of nowhere. Like, in June, we didn't have any gems, and all of a sudden at the draft, somehow our guys know that there's this one guy that's a gem, so I'm happy, but kind of weird. So we're going to take that goalie, who we're pretty sure is a medium elite. Nazarov, Russian. Come on, scouts. Medium starter. Okay, for the 3rd round, though, that's pretty solid. And right now, Ottawa's offering us 2 fourths for a 3rd. I feel like we do this. There's really no one I don't think sticking out, so we get back-to-back fourths now here, which is pretty good. I didn't see anyone crazy that was available next. There's a chance this guy's medium elite. Okay, no, he's not. He's got a picture. I would know of this guy if he was medium elite, unless he had like the most insane year ever in the sim. Drieger here, though, there's a chance he's medium elite. For sure, medium starter goalie there. Top 6 forward. Jeez. Well, this guy is not supposed to go until 200, so we can probably wait on him as we're 94. Let's take a chance on the low elite here. See what he is. Yeah, low elite. Okay, so far this draft's going really well. Like, we're getting so many good players. I don't know how, to be honest. Like, lots and lots of good players. Let's see here. Where was that top 6 guy? Strong. They're pretty much for sure he's top 6. 48 overall. He's going to take a while to grow, but still, it's a good player. Let's see. David Levin is still in this draft. His draft year was actually last year, but didn't get picked. He was actually the first pick, I think, a couple years ago in the OHL. So we're going to take Parrish here, starter. We're taking him like 70 picks early, so which is like 2 rounds early, but again, if you know there's so many good available, I feel like just take them. Especially, we have so many picks. There's no reason to wait. And as you can see here in the 5th, we actually have back-to-back picks again. So far, like, we haven't missed. Every pick, I think, has been solid. Potential-wise, now it's going to start to get tough. I mean, medium top 9's not too bad. Medium fringe starter is pretty good as well. Let's see, they're both supposed to go 140, so pretty soon. I'll take the goalie. I think fringe starter has more potential than medium top 9. I'm not positive on that. Or actually, we have back-to-back picks, so we can take both of them. These 5th round picks will be like our safe picks, and then we'll probably just take some risks on the 6th and 7th. So 6th round pick here, guys. Like I was saying, I want to take a risk. I want to, like, you know, go for it. Maybe you can get like an absolute steal, the next Henrik Zetterberg. Okay, so top 6 forward, very inaccurate. This guy's got a face as well, so I feel like if they have a face, they're not that high potential, or I know about them. We want to get the guys that do not. Top 9 forward, top 6D. They know that this guy's a fringe starter. I feel like for 6th, all these fringe starter goalies, our goalie scout must have been sick, because like for the 6th and 7th, that's actually really good. Let's see, they're all 5'11". This guy's 6'1", he's 18 though. We want someone younger. 18, 17. Okay, so we want one of the 17-year-olds. Lacosta and this guy. They're both American. I guess Lacosta's supposed to go before, so we'll take him, then we'll take McClellan. Let's see. Yeah, so 48 overall fringe starter. Like, that's a very good pick, I think, for the 6th round. And our next pick here is near the end of the 7th. Actually, a bunch of fringe starter goalies getting picked. Surprised there's so many. Maybe, maybe it's a fluke year. Who knows? If there's still another one, I don't mind that at all. Could also take Varga there. There's a chance he's a high top 6. Or we could take McClellan. The thing is, it looks like medium fringe starter goalies, there's a ton of them. He'll probably be available in free agency, honestly, because we have like one of the last 3 picks. So we could take a chance on Varga. Or no, he's at the face. Never mind. I know he's not good. So yeah, we'll just take the sure thing here in the goalie. Could probably use him in a trade or something. I think fringe starter goalie was the worst potential I think we drafted, which is absolutely unreal. Look at all the picks we had. So without even though we didn't have a first overall, like, I'm still happy with that. Like, you could add Jack Hughes if you want on top of that with 2 medium elites, like a bunch of medium top 6s, medium starter goalies and everything, but that was a great draft. Also forgot to show you guys the awards before the draft. As you can see there, the Toronto Maple Leafs are finally Stanley Cup champions again. A lot of people are saying that they're the favorites this year, so that's who EA has winning. That'd be pretty crazy. I mean, we did trade them Shea Weber, and no roster player came back, just Timothy Liljegren, so he would obviously help them if he's healthy. So I'm curious to see kind of how that salary cap situation is going to be. We know Winnipeg won the Presidents, and they actually beat Calgary there in the Stanley Cup Final, so guaranteed to Canadian team winning the Cup. That's pretty cool. Radulov won the Art Ross. That's just crazy to me. Also won the Hart. James Norris there went to Ekman Larson. Kessel, Lady Bing. Middlestat actually won the Calder. Marner there, Conn Smythe. Vezina there, Rask. Anthony William Jennings. Bill Masterton there went to Chara. Selke Taze. And that's it. So we'll check the AHL awards next. I don't think our team won anything. Let me just double check here, though. Alright, yeah, so no, our team did not win anything. And then player awards, Alex Nylander there. Most points, so he's just tearing it up. MVP. Most goals, though, to Wallstrom. That's pretty sick. Farabee, most outstanding rookies. So a bunch of players we know. Niku there, best defenseman. Brossois got the best goalie. He's only like a 75, but maybe the Manto Moose have a really good, team in front of him. Coro there, MVP of the playoffs. Wow, former Griffin. Bailey, sportsmanship. Simic, community involvement. I really am curious how the team or the game picks this award. And then Coro also got lowest goals against. So pretty cool. Unfortunately, no awards for us this year, but pretty optimistic after that draft. Like, it went much better than I expected. Obviously, could have Jack Hughes as well, but I feel like Clayton Keller's worth it. Alright guys, we're at the resign phase here, and I was right. A bunch of our contracts went up. Must have been because after trading away Price and Weber, both for entry-level players, we were like way below the cap space, which kind of screws us like with some contracts, as it made bad ones even worse. So for instance, Alzer now making 5.6. Before it was only 4.6 with an extra $1 million. Duran added 1.1. Gallagher like 800K. Tatar also added $1 million. I think Andrew Shaw, yeah, he was making, well, before 3.9, I want to say. Now 4.7, so already one of the worst contracts in the league, just got even worse. But I mean, if you look at down the below, we still have $31 million in cap space, so not the end of the world, I guess. Alright guys, so everyone made an offer and accepted except for Panic and Armia. So Armia I'm just going to make a qualifying offer on for right now. Panic I'm actually going to let go. I realized we actually have like 12 good forwards with him, 11 without, so we have almost 30 million cap space still, because like basically all the guys were like $1 million deals, so it doesn't even really count against the cap. We can definitely sign one forward, but the main thing, of course, for us is a couple defensemen and a goalie. And as I said, that guy's free agency just opened, so very curious to see who is available. It should be fun. Mark Stone and Matt Duchene both went to free agency. I feel bad for Ottawa fans. Nylander and Marner also both here, so that Shea Weber trade definitely messed up Toronto. Like, they are in tight for cap space, because obviously they're going to lock up Matthews. They have Tavares. I think they're still paying Marlowe. And now they have that huge Weber contract. Wow, so they could lose both Nylander and Marner. Well, I'll definitely have to go check out Toronto's cap space. Maybe they only have like $4 million. And between the two of them, that's, what is that, 11? No, it's 12 million. Yeah, that's going to be tough. So, I mean, we don't really need a forward. We really need a defenseman. Strawman's available. Same with Trouba. That would be crazy. Gardner as well. Okay, so, I mean, we could add like 3 good defensemen. Tyler Myers even. He's a UFA. Nate Schmidt. Okay, so there's a lot of options here. We have 30 million in cap space. Could also bring in Mark Stone. I mean, our team could be so stacked for next year. Let's check goalies. Come on, be Bobrovsky. There we go. That's who we wanted. Columbus is now rolling with Korpisalo. We trade Price for Barzal 1-for-1 pretty much. If we can sign Bobrovsky now, that'd be insane. So there's no teams interested. I bet you we have like the most cap space in the league at 28.5 million. So let's offer him 9. I feel like a lot of people would honestly say Bobrovsky is the second best goalie in the world right now behind Price. So bringing him in for free after losing Price would be a steal. So after that, we'd have about 20 million left still. So we could go get Stone. I'm trying to think what's more important. We could add Duchesne. Then Domi would be like our third line center. And that would give us a lot more depth, honestly. Way cheaper than Stone. We already have Durant and Keller as well. We have Gallagher, Tatar. I mean, Stone is the best, though. And he's only like 500k more than Duchesne. He's much better. The thing is, though, like, our center depth, we have Barzal. Kotkaniemi, I'm not really sure. Eric Stahl, 86. 1-year deal. That could be not too bad either. Like, there's so many things available here. You know what, guys? I'm saying screw it. I'm going for all the big fish. Let's try and sign Mark Stone here. Let's go 7.5 million. No other team's interested right now. We have all the money. We can get the best player available, the best goalie available. Also want to try and get the best D-man available. So Trouba's probably the best because he's the youngest. He's an RFA, so we'd have to give up first and thirds. I don't really know if I want to do that. Could probably make a trade and cost us less. Gardner's only 28, so I'd love to add Gardner. We'd still have, I think, enough to sign at least 3 of these guys. So we'll offer Gardner here 5.5 for 3 years. Then after that, Stralman would be good. I wouldn't mind Myers too, just for the size. He is a little bit cheaper as well. 3 teams interested though. Stralman 32. What about Schmidt there? He's 27. I mean, Stralman, he's still top 4 there overall. I feel like he's a decent ad. Like, he shouldn't get too bad too soon, but I don't know, for 5 million, it might be safer, honestly, just to take Myers or Schmidt, because Stralman could end up regressing. So who do we want here? Again, I think Myers, the size, everything else. So we'll offer him 5.25. So that's like 10 million on the 2D man. Bobrovsky's 9, that's 19. Stone 7.5, that's 26. We have like 2 million left. So I guess we'll see what they say. I could make an offer on somebody else, but it's kind of the risk where if like our second choice answers first, then we lose out for sure on our first choice. So we're just going to have to take a risk here and see what they say. I mean, there's a lot of players available here, so should be okay either way. Also, guys, they just remembered me to back up too, so why not get one of the best ones from last season? Kincaid here, I don't know why the Devils didn't re-sign him. They have so much cap space, and like he led them to the playoffs, well, I guess 2 years ago in the game, 1 year ago, real life. So I think we have a little over 2 million, so I'll give him 1.95 for 2 years. That's a very good backup. So we get him and Bobrovsky. Like, our goaltending position is solid. This team, I think, is going to turn around quite quick. And check this out, guys. I feel like the Arizona Coyotes are doing us a favor after we gave them Jack Hughes, offering us a second-round pick for Tatar and a 4th. Now, Tatar is good. He is not worth 5.8 million. We could actually use that to get Matt Duchene, or we could even go after one of those other defensemen we want. So I'm saying yes here. I feel like that's a good offer. It gives us a lot of room in free agency now. Not to mention the fact it doesn't even count. So yeah, we just got even more money to spend. So I can make an offer on Duchene. Actually, it didn't add 5.8 million on our cap space. Only added about 4, however that works. We could go after Duchene now. That'd move Domi either third line center or winger. I feel like why not? We're just going out swinging, basically. We're going for all the big fish. We'll offer him 6.8 there for 2 years. No other team's interested right now. We have more money than we know what to do with. This is pretty crazy, honestly. And here we go. First player to sign, Tyler Myers. Already our #1 defenseman. Kincaid as well, so we have our solid backup. Gardner, so we got a top pair now with him and Myers. So far, so good. Bobrovsky, there we go. That is insane. Like, imagine. We trade Carey Price for Barzal. Everyone's asking, what's this new GM doing? Then we signed Bobrovsky for free in the offseason. Like, how crazy would that be? I actually saw someone say that Montreal should trade Price to Columbus for Bobrovsky. I don't really know how that'd work out, though. like, it'd make more sense to just not like trade him somewhere else than try and sign Bobrovsky like we did. So, I mean, we basically just got Barzal for free because Bobrovsky actually has the same rating, it looks like, as Price now. That's crazy. Also, we got Mark Stone. Oh my gosh, this could be like a rebuild for the century. I don't even know if we actually have enough money left to get Matt Duchene. I made the offer because we might. We have 8.5 million still. Okay, so we could sign him. We might not have offered him enough, as it turns out. Jacob Trouba's still there, though, so, like, okay, with Bobrovsky and net, we're not going to be a bad team, so it actually might make sense to make Trouba, like, the offer. Duchene rejects, goes to Vegas. So, yeah, honestly, I like our forward group a lot. Joe Thornton would be pretty cheap. Oh, we could bring him back for 1 year. Oh, he wants 2, but bring in Jumbo Dro for 1 year. Play second line center, have Max on the third line. I mean, that would just give us so much forward depth. We'd have about 3.5 million left. 1 year deal at 4.5. And maybe no one else says anything to him and we get him. And then try and steal Trouba from Winnipeg. So Joe Thornton accepts our offer. That's a pretty good second line center. I know he's 40 years old, but 1 year. I feel like it's pretty low risk, especially, I mean, we got him for free. So we now have 4.8 million. Okay, so we could definitely get Trouba for that. And again, with the team we have with Bobrovsky, we'll give him the max deal there. Does he want? Oh, if we go 2 years, he'll ask for slightly less, so that increases our chance of getting him here. But I mean, it's okay, 800. It's like 700k. Might as well just give him that. We'd have to give a first and a third. We'll do it because our team, it looks like we honestly might have just gone from the worst team in the league to one of the best with the craziest offseason ever. He accepts the offer. I assume the Jets don't already have him signed because they don't have the salary space, in which case we're losing another first-round pick. My whole plan, honestly, was to, like, trade away Price and Weber, be crappy, draft, hopefully, Jack Hughes first overall, which we could have done, as it turns out, then go for Lafreniere in 2020, but I don't know, just the way these trades have worked out, and they're not willing to match our offer. There we go. Jacob Trouba as well. This team is honestly ridiculous. And speaking of, like, RFAs, I wanted to see how much we screwed Toronto with, yeah, there we go. Toronto has $1 million in cap space, and I don't think they have, yeah, they have $1 million in cap space with neither Marner or Nylander under contract. So at the beginning of the season now, guys, we're setting the captains. The default here was Gallagher captain with Duran, and I think Mark Stone as the 2 alternates, but decided to take it off Stone and give it to Thornton. He's 40 years old, he's a vet, he's got to wear the A. And then, I mean, Gallagher, I think, is the longest standing player on the Canadiens team right now, so it makes sense for him to wear the C. And then Duran, I mean, he kind of like restarted this, you know, new surgence, this new line, him, Barzal, Keller. I'm honestly so excited. Like, this team is going to be unreal. And you guys look at the team going into this season. It's a pretty big 180 from last season. So we have Keller, Barzal, and Duran still in the first line. You can see there, they're 88, 89, and 90, like, so stacked. Gallagher, Thornton, and Stone on the second line. It's a pretty sick second line. Like, that's better than our first line was last year. Lehkonen, Domi, and Sherbak as the third line. And then Shaw, Hudon, and Armia as the fourth line. Again, like, our forward depth's insane. Defense is also very good. We got Gardner and Trouba as the top pair. Trouba can still grow, which is awesome. Myers playing with Liljegren on the second pair. Really hoping Liljegren has a great year. Obviously, he's got that medium league potential. And then Mete and Juleson there on the bottom pair. I'm thinking, like, if I knew we were going to be this good this fast, maybe I would have kept Weber. But, I mean, our first round pick might not have been worth as much. Never got Keller, so I guess it is what it is. Goalies, obviously, Bobrovsky, starting goaltender, is huge. And then Kincaid backing him up. Like, probably we might have the best goalie duo in the league now. AHL, here we have De La Rose, Kokoniemi, and McCarron on the first line. Grenier, Suzuki, and Shakurok on the second. Then we got Pekka, Chaput, Bitten on the third. And then Waked, Audette, and Vejdemo on the fourth. I just realized, too, I'm actually going to put Vejdemo up on the first line there with Suzuki. Same overall as Shinkurok, but he's got more potential. Also, too, Kokoniemi's not as high rated as Suzuki, but he's got that medium elite. We want him to play and hopefully get good. So, give him a couple 77 wingers in the AHL. Should be able to tear it up. Defense here, I've actually got Alzner buried. He's 2 overall higher than Juleson, but Juleson's now considered a top 6 D-man, so he's got to play in the NHL to grow up at this point. The rest of the D with Alzner is really not that great, but don't care about the AHL team too much. Honestly, like, they're still not that bad. NHL team, though, like, I can't believe how good this team is after 1 season of just, I mean, that off season, like, we signed pretty much every single free agent that was good. So, I'll see how we do now. Very, very, very excited. Should be fun. Alright, guys, this is kind of crazy. It's the beginning of November right now. We're 5-5-1. I expect to be doing a bit better than that. Buffalo is 11-0-1. Have not lost in regulation. Gonna be tough to catch them. Toronto there has 20 points. They're 10-4. You can see Minnesota's 11-1. LA's 11-3. And so I saw Toronto was doing really good. I decided to check out their team. And they're doing all of this without Mitch Marner and William Nylander. Like, I don't know what exactly the GM over there is thinking. As you can see here, Nylander, Marner, and even Carrick are all RFAs not signed, and it's past October 30th, so they're not playing this whole year. I mean, I can't believe they missed out on one of those guys for Erik Johnson, but it is kind of cool that we kind of caused that as well by trading them Shea Weber, so I don't know, it's interesting. Like, I can't believe they wouldn't trade them or whatever. Just wanted to share that with you guys. I'm just got an interesting offer here, guys, from the Sharks. They want to give us Dylan in a third for Parrish, Armia, and a fourth. Parrish has starter potential, but Dylan's a pretty good defenseman. I'd basically make Juleson go down to the AHL, 82 overall. Left-handed as well, 6'4". Would definitely kind of help fill out the team. Armia right now is playing fourth line. We could just call up McCarron or De La Rose. I mean, I don't think it'd be too big of a deal. Then Parrish, like, he's 48 overall, so he's never going to get good enough in these next 2 years. And looking at Juleson right now, he's currently got 3 points in 31 games, so maybe sending him down to the AHL isn't the biggest deal. Also for goalies, so we do have 2 medium starters. The other one's better. He's 51 overall, so he's just 3 overall higher, same age. I feel like it's not too bad of a trade. We also move up a bit in the draft. And it doesn't count against one of our trades. So we still have 5 for this year, which basically is all for the deadline if we want to use them. I'm going to say yes. I feel like we could do it. Call up De La Rose. I guess we'll call up De La Rose. I would have preferred McCarron. Unfortunately, you can't switch it right now. As you can see, they were 15, 11, and 4. Now 16, 11, and 4. Hopefully that's a solid change for us. And now the trade deadline here, guys. As you can see, started playing a bit better. Record's now 37, 21, and 4. So 78 points there, I believe, at the deadline. It's not bad. AHL team also has a positive record. Hopefully we're at least in a wildcard spot right now. I haven't looked at it in a couple months. We're actually 3rd place in the division. That's awesome. Actually past Buffalo. So they started out 11-0, and it did not keep up. That means that they went about 500 after 11-0 start. Toronto, though, is somehow still killing it. They won the Stanley Cup last year. They told Marner, Nylander, we don't need you, apparently. 86 points at the deadline. Florida as well, 82. That's crazy to me. Pittsburgh also, 86. Kelly there, leading scorer, 60 and 62. Just want to quickly look at the top scorers, see how like Barzal and Durant are all doing. 54 and 50, so not too bad. Stone there on the second line, 45. Gallagher, 42. So top 6 is doing good. Team's playing better. Don't really have that much cap space, unfortunately. So it's kind of like we kind of like blew our whole load basically last summer. It's gonna be tough here to make a trade and still be under the cap, but I'm gonna obviously see what's out there and try to make something happen to make this team even better. Alright guys, I feel like we might as well go for it this year. Colorado has Tyson Barrie on the block. Obviously, very good offensive defenseman. Kind of a thing we're actually needing, like a true puck-moving D-man. So I'm offering them Myers, as he's 83, and Liljegren's now at 83, so don't really need him. I mean, he's huge, but still. Also adding Nazarov here. He's another one of those medium starter potential goalies we drafted. We have so many prospect goalies, not to mention we have Bobrovsky. It's not a big deal. And then a 2022nd to hopefully make sure this thing goes through. So we'll see what they say. Trades accepted. I think that's a great deal for us. Barrie should be amazing. Now, like I said, we had 5 trades we could make. We're close to the cap, so we only had really a few options. The other trade I'm going to try and make here, if it's possible, for some reason, Washington has Nick Backstrom on the block. Like, that's Ovi's guy. I'm guessing it's because he wants to go to free agency. He's got 1 year left. So if we can trade Thornton plus just a couple pieces to get Backstrom, and he'll be our second line center, I mean, our team is so stacked. So it looks like they do want these 2 medium elite guys. I'd rather not have to give up one of those though. Save them for maybe a trade next year. Don't want to, like, you know, I want to go all out this year, but without giving up all of our pieces. So would much rather give away, say, like this strong dude, medium top 6. He's only at 53. Does that even be enough though? No, it wouldn't. Okay, we're still way off of Backstrom. So I mean, this is real risky here. We're going for the cup if we give up one of these guys. Elite potential defenseman, it's this Schwartz dude and Liljegren. So it probably makes more sense to give up the forward there. We do have a lot of really good forwards. So Gagliardi here, I think we got with like the first pick in the 2nd round, if I remember right. Yeah, we did. So he's not bad, but if it gets us Nick Backstrom, I feel like it's probably worth it. Joe Thornton's at 84. He's actually gone down. Backstrom's an elite playmaker. Put him in between Mark Stone and Gallagher on the 2nd. Like, I don't know how any team matches up with us. So this is a big price to pay. But I feel like this team is so good. We got to go for it at this point. Like, it was a 1-year rebuild that we somehow pulled off. We'll see what Washington says here. Trade rejected. Wow, I thought that would for sure go through. Like, Backstrom's on an expiring deal. McShane's a 66, so I could give him up. Maybe another draft pick. 2020, I'd like to keep all these picks. 2021, definitely not the first. Maybe we do our third in 2021. Let's do the Sharks third, that way in case there's an RFA opportunity. So we added a prospect in a third. Maybe this is enough to get it to go through. And there we go. Okay, so I think we're only making 2 trades at the deadline. They were 2 huge trades, though. And our team now, like, it'd be tough to build a better team than this. So after the trade deadline, guys, here's a look at the roster. We have Keller, Barzal, and Duran still on the first line. Stone, Backstrom, Gallagher's the second line. So stacked. Lehkonen, Domi, and Sherbak's on the third. We have Shaw, Hudon, and De La Rose on the fourth. Defense here is pretty stacked now. Gardner, Barry's the top pair. So very offensive top pair. Trouba, Mete on the second, and then Dylan and Liljegren on the third. I just realized I should actually have Dylan on the second. He's a bit higher rated there than Mete. Also show you guys the special teams. Like, the first power play unit, imagine this. Stone, Barzal, Keller, Duran, and Barry. And then the second, Gallagher, Backstrom, Domi, Gardner, Liljegren. Like, I don't know how any team matches up with us, especially with Bob in back and net. Like, this team is absolutely unreal. So we'll keep simming here till the end of the season. And we're now at the end of the regular season here, guys. Finished with a record of 48, 29, and 5. So I think that's 101 points. Should be safe here for a playoff spot. I mean, if this team doesn't make the playoffs, wow, we got a wild card with 101. Atlantic Division is just stacked. Buffalo started out 11-0, ended up getting the second wild card. That's crazy. 4 100-plus teams. The Metro there, yeah, Carolina. I guess they are the 8th best team, so never mind, but they are lucky. Okay, so we'll see now leading scores on our team. Keller, 69 points. That's a nice number, but I was honestly hoping for more than that from that top line. Duran, 61. Gallagher. How is Barzal only 58? Stone, 59. Like that top line should be putting up 70-plus points, all 3 of them. Backstrom there, 53. Domi, 41 on the third is pretty good. Barry helping, pitching in. So, I mean, the team's looking good. Obviously, it all comes down to the playoff sim. Goalies here, how's Bobrovsky doing? 36 and 25. 6 shutouts, though, .924 save percentage. Pretty good goals against. Alright, so not too bad. King has a number as a backup, so actually really good. AHL, I guess we'll check that quick. Suzuki, 54. McCarron, 52. Where's Kokoniemi? Only 24 points. He's taken a while to come along, honestly. We'll see here, leading scores quick. Obviously, Keller with 69 is not going to be even on the first page. Crosby puts up 106 at 32. That's insane. I don't know how McDavid's, like, never on this top line. Like, I don't know who Edmonton's playing him with. Maybe it's, like, Lucic and Ratty. Like, I don't know what they're doing over there, but I feel like they're definitely messing them up. And look at this, guys. Toronto didn't just win the Atlantic Division. They won the President's Trophy without Marner Nylander. I still can't believe that. Curious to see where Winnipeg is. They're going to have our first round pick. They finished 13th still without Trouba and Myers. Like, we lost 2 of the top 4 defensemen on their team. We'll see here who finished last place. Anaheim Ducks. So, I mean, they're getting older, starting the rebuild. I mean, Perry had a big year last year. It doesn't seem to matter. And yeah, Vegas has not been back to the playoffs. Detroit, that makes sense. You got New Jersey, Washington even, after winning the Cup just a couple years ago. Ottawa's somehow doing better than those teams. So, pretty surprising, I guess, some of the standings. Obviously going to sim now to the first round. See who we play. It's not going to be Toronto, I don't think. It should be... Oh, it's going to be Pittsburgh because we're the wild card, right? Yeah, we get Pittsburgh first round with 101 points. That is a joke. So like I was saying, guys, first round we're playing the Penguins. They got Hornqvist, Crosby, Kessel here on the first line. Sprong, Malkin, Brassard on the second. Rust, Gensel, Aston Reese on the third with Brouwer, Bluger, and Byron on the fourth. So Byron, you might be trying to look for some revenge there. Schultz, Letang, Dumoulin, Matt, Alexiak, Bieksa. 37, still 78. I respect that. And then Murray's now at 91. Jerry there at 83 backup. Wow. So, I mean, they match up with us pretty well. Crosby and Malkin, obviously. That's going to be tough to compete with Kessel, but I like our team. Like, we are solid throughout. We have a slightly better goalie in Bobrovsky, so it's going to be a good first series here. Like, you can see the ratings as well. Obviously, again, with the playoff sim, yeah, you just got to hope. You just got to hope. So, sim through the first round here. Game by game won't be the cup final if we make it. Lose the first and the second. Come on. And the third. No way. So we get swept in the first round with this absolutely stacked team. Gave up an elite prospect for Backstrom, and it just did not matter. So our AHL team's in the playoffs again. They actually just beat the Senators AHL team in the first round. Now they're up against the Marlies. We'll see if maybe they can get revenge for last year. I'm not sure what happened in that second game. It doesn't show up, but we have 3 wins. Oh, we have 7. Okay, we beat them. I'm not sure. The second game didn't show up for whatever reason. It was a 2-1 win. So I'm going to the conference final now with the AHL team. This could be really good for Suzuki, Kokoniemi, just all the guys we're trying to grow. I think Juleson's still in the AHL team. Okay, we're just going to skip that for now. We'll check it out in June, the last time to do it. No way. Okay, so it's 3-3. We got a 3-1 series lead. They've won the last 2. Come on, beat Hartford. Wow. Unlucky playoffs this time. And look at this, guys. Draft results are in. Colorado with the first overall pick. So they get to have Lafreniere playing with McKinnon. Plus they got 3rd last year. And I think they grabbed Krebs with that. So Colorado is just so stacked. That's insane. Obviously, we made the playoffs, so that us trading the first round pick didn't really matter. So we took a look at the draft class beginning of the year. We'll do it again here at the end. So somehow we still don't know Lafreniere's potential. I have a guy in the queue. I don't know why. Yeah, there's the scout, Henrique. He's just not scouting him. Byfield's still 5th. I'm surprised by that. I thought for sure he'd be number 2. Some of these like EA created players must be really good. Also, Lafreniere here. Look at this. 98 points, I think that is. Or, sorry, I can't add. 93 points in 64 games. Not too bad. Doesn't have a similar style there, which kind of sucks. I wonder for Byfield. We said Kopitar in the Seattle video. And they have him as Tarasenko. Okay. So they're saying he's scoring a lot. I'm not really sure how they come up with the comparisons. Backstrom for that guy. What's this guy here? Zdeno Chara at 6'3". I don't know about that one. And look at the retired players right now, guys. Joe Thornton retires 1528 and 1656. So kind of feel bad. I don't think Washington made the playoffs. So it was last year he signs with us. Then we just trade him for Nick Backstrom. And I mean, it didn't work out for either of us, as obviously we went one and done. And he didn't get to go to the playoffs that one last time. But oh well, I felt like we had to do it. I mean, Nick Backstrom, you just can't pass up on that. So entry draft here. Unless we get super lucky with a guy that's like already a mid-70, probably no one in this draft actually makes a team, but obviously they can be used in trades and stuff. So first pick there is number 30 in the second. I don't know, or let's see, Lafreniere 76 out of the draft, but he's got high elite potential. Honestly, I was wishing he would have grown a bit more than that. EA has him at 62. Maybe we bump him up for the next couple. Budai here, 81. See, that's what I don't like. Lafreniere needs to be the best player out of this draft. I wish their created players weren't so good. Jarvinen, 78. Valentenko, 78. Byfield there, 76. He's actually the same as Lafreniere. He started out 2 overall below and doesn't have as good as potential. So maybe this time around, Lafreniere just didn't do as good like in his junior seasons. Maybe we'll leave it for now, try again. Zibanejad, medium elite. Okay, so pretty good players there. Again, like I said, we're going to have to get lucky. We'll obviously check if we have any gems. Maybe try like a different strategy too, because we're gonna have to like mess around obviously for future ones where we try and like hopefully other teams don't know about our gems, so we can actually get them maybe like a round early, not 2 rounds early. Like this guy here, so low elite, medium top 4. We're picking 61, so we can. Oh, I don't even know if we have a 3rd round pick. I think we do. We might not though. In which case, do we want the low elite? I think the medium top 4 has more value. So yeah, looking at these guys, it's definitely, like, we're taking a risk. So I'm just going to go with the dude we know, the medium top 4. For a late 2nd round pick, that's honestly not bad at all. Chubasov. Yeah, I'm happy with that. I was right. So we didn't have a 3rd rounder. Next pick here is number 19, the 4th round. Maybe we go for the other gem. So I think he'll be getting picked soon. We have pick 112. Pick 133. Yeah, low elite. Mid-4th. It's actually almost mid-late 4th. Definitely love that our scouts are finding some gems. We're able to pick them up mid-rounds. We have another pick here. Maybe try for like a goalie or something. They seem to have a lot of just good goalies in the draft usually. Low top 6, I don't really know how much potential. Fringe starter, we already have so many. Low elite, maybe do we take a chance on a guy and hope he's elite? I feel like we might have to. This goalie, medium elite. Alright, I think we take a chance. I mean, his rank though is 225. We would probably wait a bit on him, to be honest. Low elite, low top 6. Alright, let's take this guy because we know he's decent. Yeah, 54 overall, low top 6. Plus he was about to get drafted, I think. So this pick here, I think we go for that goalie. Assuming he's still available. 177. And he is available. Okay, let's risk it. Fringe starter. Alright, we took a chance. Not a big deal. And last pick here. Round number 7 now. So far, honestly, not too bad of a draft. That fringe starter goalie. Do we take a chance on a completely unknown? This guy might be elite. Alright, let's do it. Let's go for it. Roussel. HL top 6. Okay, I think that's our worst pick yet, but number 22 in the 7th round. Not a big deal. So we're at the re-sign phase here, guys. Number 1 player for us to keep is Matthew Barzal. Now at 90 overall. Or maybe he was already 90 and Keller was 89. I know one of them was, but we have 18 million in cap space. I'm going to give him whatever he wants. 8 million for 4 years. Honestly, that seems like a steal. So I'm going to offer him, I feel like 7.5 maybe gets it done. Because like when you're dealing with that big a number, I feel like if he says yes, it's a pretty, honestly, awesome contract. Would still leave us with some money. Backstrom I wanted to keep. Extension, though, he is not interested. Same with Barry. So we could try. Honestly, though, better off probably just trying to sign them as a free agent if it's like last game. Let's see, though. Backstrom, 6.7. What's Barry want? 5.7. So we'll lock up the RFAs. Then worry about them. Max Domi has played pretty well for us. 5 million. 4 years. Let's see, he'll take 4.5. I think that's better. I mean, 84 overall. Like, even if we don't have Backstrom still, he's a pretty capable second line center now. I noticed too, though. I had to go check Arizona. Alex Galchenyuk's like an 88 now, of course. Audette, 24.75. I mean, you could turn into a player maybe. Let's see. I noticed Hillis and Suzuki here, both 76s. If they have big summers, maybe one of them can make the jump. So left wingers here, obviously, Keller Duran locked up long term. Lehkonen actually dropped to a 78. I mean, he's still fine as a 4th liner. 1 year, 950K. That seems like a really good contract for him. De La Rose played 4th line for us for a bit. He's worse than Lehkonen, wants more money, so I'm just going to qualify him. I don't think anyone will offer him more than he's asking. Shinkaruk, I mean, I feel like we've held on to him long enough. Can let him go, let some other guys get play time, like Drieger here, 67. Maybe if he plays in the AHL, he'll grow a little bit. So right wing, Sherbak, obviously want to keep him, kind of like the perfect 3rd line right winger. Let's do 1 year. We only have 1 year left, plus 3.6 from 81's pretty rich. We'll offer him like 2.2. I think that's probably pretty fair for him. McCarron's another guy, could be 4th line if he grows a bit. We'll offer 1 mil, or we'll do 1.1. Honestly, I'm going to qualify. 77, you don't deserve a million. I feel like you need to be at least 78. Not signing that weight to do to his AHL. Nurmi here has not really grown. We signed as a free agent at the beginning. I don't think he's really played much either, to be honest. So I guess we'll keep him. We have a good amount of contract spots, I think, so that shouldn't hurt us too much. And then defense here, obviously, would love to keep Barry, but I don't know if he'll sign with us. Gonna wait until we have everyone else locked up. Dylan doesn't want to. I don't think I really need to keep Dylan either. That was basically just a trade, sort of like for salary. So we have Gardner, Liljegren, Trouba, for sure those 3. Olsner could be a bottom pair guy. 5.6 million for the next 2 years. What's his cost to buy out? 1.8 for 4 years. So I think this buyout's actually based on his original salary, not the one that they like boosted, so he'd be at the cap floor. As I feel like this is definitely based on his 4.5 or whatever it was. So that's pretty good. I'm gonna do that. Gives us a bit more money. Still have Mete. Hopefully Juleson grows. That could be our bottom pair. Trouba, Liljegren, Gardner. I mean, at that point, we literally just need one more guy. So Liljegren's probably gonna have a big summer too. I could really see that. which means I kind of want a #1 left-handed defenseman, not a righty. So we'll leave Barry for now. Goalies, Lindgren there, AHL starter. Gibson could be the backup. Might as well make it McNiven though, he's a 70. Then just save a goalie roster spot, make trades easier and stuff like that. Alright, so we'll see how much money we have left after this. Could try and get Backstrom and Barry, but neither of them want to resign, and usually when that happens, you have to just pay way too much. Alright guys, so after all those signs, we have $8.5 million in cap space. I actually had to give Barzal and Domi about $250K extra each, so $500,000 we lost there, but I had to get Barzal signed, same with Domi. So for defense, I actually totally forgot Mete and Juleson both were RFAs. Hopefully don't ask for too much. Mete wants 2.5, 1 year, 1.3. Okay, so we're going to do that 1 year deal for sure. Also want to see what Juleson wants. That's pretty fair there, honestly. $875K for 2 years. I'm hoping he grows over the summer. So in that case, we still have like $7 million to go get a #1 defenseman. All right, guys, so here we go. I know Taylor Hall will probably be here. I seen he was, yeah, Taylor Hall. 91 overall, wants $9.5 million. Braden Shen as well. Nick Backstrom. Shen actually wants more than Backstrom, probably just because he's a bit younger, but he's not as good. Tyson Barrie is the #1 defenseman available. Okay. I think that's less than he asked us for, though. Didn't he ask us for like 6 something? I could be wrong on that, but I'm pretty sure. Maybe that was Backstrom. I don't know. Schultz, Vatanen, who we rejected the trade of. Alright, so I guess we just take this money and get Barry, honestly, because our forward group's pretty good. Like, I don't know. What's Taylor Hall, we definitely don't need another winger. Like, we are stacked at wing. Backstrom, I mean, I'd put Domi back at third-line center. If we do that, though, we don't have a #1 D-man. We definitely need that more so than our forward depth, so let's see here if we can get Tyson Barrie. Going to offer him 6.25. Also looking at potentials here, this Luff guy, 23.76, low top 9. That seems like pretty good. And as you guys can see there, Tyson Barrie accepted our offer, back with the team. So really, at this point, I think all we need is like maybe to add a forward piece, either via trade or free agency, and we just go for another cup run and hope the playoff sim is good to us. And before we get to next season, guys, realized I totally forgot to show you the awards from this one. So Buffalo Sabres actually won the Stanley Cup. The Atlantic here is just dominating. Toronto obviously with the Presidents, and Buffalo beat the Arizona Coyotes. Wow, so they get Jack Hughes and they make it to the Stanley Cup final that year. That's pretty crazy. Player awards, Crosby, we know what the Art Ross and the Hart. James Norris there to Morgan Riley. Lady Bing back-to-back years to Phil Kessel. Now the Calder went to Peterson. I feel like he already had his rookie year. I'm pretty sure he's like an 87 after that first season, unless he was just dominating the AHL maybe. Conn Smythe there went to Hutton. Vezina to Rask back-to-back year. Bishop here, William M. Jennings. Bill Masterson, Chara back-to-back years. He's on the Red Wings now too. Bergeron there with the Selke. Crosby, Ted Lindsay, and then Matthews there with the Maurice Richard. So we'll check AHL player awards just basically to see if we got any. Cole Caulfield, most goals. That's pretty cool. Also won the most outstanding rookie. Kylington, Carter Hart, best goalie. I'm surprised not in the NHL yet. Cole Caulfield also got determination or something. We'll see. Never mind. I meant to check team awards here for the AHL. Like, our team was pretty good. Did we get anything though? Doesn't look like it. And before we start the season, guys, trying to make a trade with Toronto. I noticed that they have both Brown and Carrick on the block, as they're both unsigned RFAs. Toronto's right against the cap as usual. So I'm offering them this strong dude here. He's got medium top 6. He was actually our 4th round pick though. So pretty good value here if we can turn him into Brown and Carrick. Really help out the depth on our team. Value is equal on both sides. There we go. So before we start in for this season, guys, I'm going to show you our lines. As you can see there, team status is still champion. Hopefully, I mean, the last season was a good regular season. Just the playoffs didn't go too well. Keller's now a 91, so I'm definitely still happy with this trade. Last I checked, I think Jack Hughes was an 81. Then we have Barzal there and Duran on the first line with him. Still such a sick first line. Stone, Domi, and Gallagher's the second. Sherbak, Shaw, and Brown's the third. So I actually moved Shaw to center. Hopefully he does okay there. Hillis, Hudon, and Lekkonen's the fourth. Hillis was actually a playmaking center before, but I switched him to a right-wing sniper as he's actually got a really good shot, but only 80 passing, so it didn't really make sense. Also, his face-offs aren't too great either, so hopefully he does well there. Defense here, we have Barry Liljegren on the top pair, Trouba and Gardner on the second, then Mete and Carrick on the third. Obviously, still have Bobrovsky and net with Kincaid backing him up, so I mean, it should be a good team. AHL, first line's the same too. Suzuki, though, now is 78. He would have been on the fourth line if we didn't sign Connor Brown, but His role is actually depth forward, so he might grow better in AHL. Kokoniemi still 73, so 2 seasons. He's only gained 7 overall with medium elite potential. I mean, I'm playing him where he's supposed to be playing. I don't really get it. AHL team, though, is actually pretty good. Juleson as well, I don't think's grown at all. Sometimes players just don't grow. So, I mean, when that happens, it sucks, but there's really nothing you can do. So, we'll start the sim now and hope for the best. So, we're in January now, guys. Just got an interesting offer from Florida. I want to give us Eric Staal and a 4th-round pick for Chubasov and Luff. I'm not sure how good Eric Staal still is, as he's probably like 35 or so now. Dadonov and Hoffman also on the block. He's 83, so I mean, he would be an upgrade for our 3rd-line center spot. Defense there, pretty good. Okay, his role is 2nd-line forward, but again, for us he'd be 3rd. This guy here, medium top 4D, 2nd-round pick. The other guy there, we actually signed as a free agent. That's not too bad. It's our last year. I guess, does this actually go through, like, with the cap and it's fine? Because if so, I feel like it's a good trade for us. Alright, there we go. I think definitely helps us out. And after the trade for Staal, guys, here's a new look at the forward group. Obviously, top 6 is the same. Sherbak, Staal, and Brown is now the 3rd line, and Shaw, Suzuki, and Lehkonen is actually the 4th line. Seeing that Suzuki's a 79 now, so called him up, and then puts Shaw back on the right wing. Our AHL forward group's actually stacked. Like, that used to be a 4th line, or pretty much a 4th line. Even the second line in the AHL could almost be a 4th line. Kokoniemi gained a bit of potential. So, pretty crazy. I think right now, it's January, we're like 30, 15 and something. So, looking pretty good. Just go, it looks like another good offer, guys. Islanders offering us Ho-Sang in a 5th for Mutala in a 3rd. Mutala, I think's got medium top 6 for potential. And then 3rd-round pick, 2021. 67 overall. Oh yeah, he was our 2nd-round pick. I remember Sasha there. And then Ho-Sang, 84 overall. Okay, so I mean, he would just make our 3rd line even better. Or we could put him on the 2nd, maybe make Gallagher on the 3rd line. He's probably more of a 3rd line player. That's pretty enticing. But we still have at least 4 draft picks in 2021 because like this team is just getting stacked. We'd actually have 5. Okay, so we would be good in that regard. So I'm thinking about it. It's the 3rd year. Might as well just go for it. We still have like Kokoniemi as a medium elite forward prospect. We can afford to trade this one. And we're getting Ho-Sang back, who's so sick. So, I mean, our forward group just keeps getting better. Still about a week away from the trade deadline as well. Can move Juleson here for a couple picks. Rather just hold on to him, though. At least we know we have, even though he hasn't grown. I guess the only thing we really need would be, like, flipping Barry with, like, that one elite prospect we drafted that we haven't traded yet for, like, a true #1 D-man. Only way for that to work, though, would be, like, if a team actually has somebody on the block. But, alright, so we're 38, 18, and 17 at the trade deadline. Like, we're playing pretty well here. Our team's pretty stacked. Keller there, 50 points, 63 games. We've got 83, currently 1st in the division. Not too bad. One thing I thought would be kind of fun, guys, is to check in on Price and Weber after we made those 2 big trades. As you can see here, Price is still in 92. Islanders, though, how are they doing? They're a little below 500. They have Price, and that's about it. Now, if we go check on Shea Weber, I was already looking at him. This makes me even happier than before when we last checked. There's Shea Weber. Less value than Justin Holl, who's an AHL defenseman. 35 years old, 79 overall. 7th D potential, making 7.8. I'm so glad we moved on from that contract. Alright, guys, right now I'm trying to get trade with Calgary for TJ Brody. Offering them Jacob Trouba and a 1st-round pick. Definitely seems like an overpayment, but Brody's 2 overall higher, plus left-handed, so helps like solidify our defense. Also, Trouba in a whole year has not grown, so I don't really mind the trade too much. We still have Kokoniemi on the team. We also still have that defenseman we drafted back in 2019 with medium elite potential. Obviously, both those guys valued more than the 1st. Hopefully, the 1st will be like 32 overall. We'll still have 4 picks there, 4, 5, 6, and 7. You can see the 1st-round pick didn't have too much value because we're a pretty good team. So, Trouba in a 1st for Brody. With all the other additions, I feel like it's our best bet here in the 3rd year to win this cup. We'll see what Calgary says. Trades accepted. I was going to say, okay, so that's going to be it for me. I think we made 2 trades on our own, plus accepted 2 computer trades. Obviously, the computer offers don't matter, but team's about as good as it's going to get. Now we just got to hope for a good sim. So after the trade deadline, guys, here's a look at the team. The top 6 has not changed. Hopefully, it can finally carry us to a cup here. Sherbak, Staal, Ho-Sang is the new 3rd line. Shaw, Suzuki, Brown is the 4th line. Defense now is Brody, Liljegren, Barry, Gardner, and Mete and Carrick. Obviously, I wanted that big #1 defenseman, but the price would have had to like cost us a big name roster player along with either Kokaniemi or that medium elite defensive prospect. So Kokaniemi definitely did not want to trade away. The defensive prospect we could have, but it would have cost like him plus a real roster player. I don't know if it was really worth it. Hopefully the defense kind of just is by committee. Obviously still got Bobrovsky in net. I'm liking the team. We'll have to see what happens. And we're now at the end of the season here. Record of 50, 25, and 7. So 107 points. Should be good for a playoff spot. We'll see where we are in the standings. First place in the division. That's awesome. Clayton Keller there is our leading scorer. 60 points, 82 games. For some reason, like, I don't get why that stacked first line couldn't produce more than that. Barzell there, 59. Like, he should be putting up at least 75 points. Durant, 58. I don't get it. Ho-Sang there, 52. Probably mostly with the Islanders. Same with Stahl. Stone only 45. I mean, I guess 43. Like, we had a lot of guys 40 plus points, which is good. I just don't know why the top line's not scoring more. Bobrovsky's stats this year, unreal. 43, 16, and 5. 5 shutouts, .925. 2.18. I'll quickly check the AHL team as well, see if anyone had a big year. Vejdemo, 57. Kokaniemi, 43. Still only a 74. Just taking him a while to grow. I think that could be the case, honestly, in real life. I don't know, like, I think it might take him a couple years before he really breaks into NHL. Tarasenko, their leading scorer. Reinhart, number 2. Eichel, number 3. So, together, they're just going off. Besser and Pedersen as well. So, two teams aren't doing too good right now in Buffalo, Vancouver. A few years from now, look to be tearing it up. So, we'll get started here with the playoffs. I've already kind of forgot who our matchup's going to be. Actually, let me check here as well to see kind of who finished last in the league. And maybe we won the President's Trophy. We did win the conference, so there's a chance. And we did win the President's Trophy. That's awesome. So in our final year, 107 points. I'm actually surprised 50 wins was enough, but that's cool. Washington, 17th place. Makes it in the playoffs. And let's see here. Last is Vegas Golden Knights. So it looks like that first year for them was really fluky, and after that have not been able to repeat that success. But anyways, we'll try here to get by the first round. Or actually, we don't even have a playoff win yet, so we're just going to try and get a playoff win here. Again, we have a lot of depth. Hopefully they can make something happen. So in the first round, guys, we're up against the real-life defending Stanley Cup champs, Washington Capitals. They got Ovi, Kuznetsov, Oshie on the first line. Verana, Backstrom went back to them. Wow, so they just basically got, what was it, Thornton and a first-round pick, I forget, from us. And they just got Backstrom back with Burakovsky, Wilson, Eller, and Brown. And then Boucher, Gersh, and Camilleri there on the fourth. Defense, you got Orlov, Carlson, Niskanen, Siegenthaler. I've heard of this guy, but I do not know how to pronounce it. Lucas Johansson there, Madison Bowie. So a couple of young dudes on the bottom pair. Samsonov's actually the starter. So they must have either traded Holtby or I don't remember Holtby being a free agent. I think he's locked down longer than the next 2 years. So must have made a big trade there, sending out Holtby, running with Samsonov. Should be an interesting series. Again, I just want a playoff win at least. The goal is to win the Stanley Cup, but at least a playoff win. So we'll see what happens here. First round, come on. Okay, it's a loss. That's not good. There we go. OT win. We finally got a playoff win. Another one. All right, we're rolling. There we go. Can we get another one here? Can we make it 4 straight? Looks like the AHL team just started their playoffs. There we go. So 4 straight wins after losing the first. I'll take that. And in the second round, guys, we're up against the defending Stanley Cup champion, Buffalo Sabres. They got Alex Nylander there with Jack Eichel, Sam Reinhart on the first line. Pretty nasty first line. Reinhardt's a 90 now. Jeez, he always grows so well in this game. Poso, Middlestat, and Skinner on the second. Sherry, Thompson, Sabatka on the third. Baptiste, Gergensen, and Berglund on the fourth. So pretty good depth there. Defense, Dahlin and Ristolainen on the top pair is sick. Gould, Scandella, McKay, Bogosian. Okay, so their second pair is not too good. Hopefully we can get a good matchup there. As well, Carter Hutton's their starter. Lekkonen's their backup, so an 81 and an 80. Kincaid, our backups, better than both of their goalies. So I feel like we have to take advantage of the second and third pair D. And of course, their goalies aren't too good either, so hopefully our guys can beat that. It looks like we actually had a higher offensive rating as well. So let's see what happens here. Hope for the best. 6-1 win. That's how we want to start. Another 6-1 win. Okay. We are flying here off the get-go. Come on, let's keep it going, boys. 3-0 win, 5-2 win. We sweep the defending Stanley Cup champs. That's what I'm talking about. Next up here, the Columbus Blue Jackets. And right here's look at the Blue Jackets lines. They were able to actually keep Panarin. He didn't go to free agency. They got him playing on the first line there with Wenberg and Atkinson. Second line's Borkstrand, Dubois, and Milano. So pretty solid top six. Duclair, Nash, Foligno on the third. And then Anderson, Dubinsky, and Jenner on the fourth. Defense, obviously they have a really good defense. Rowensky and Jones might be my favorite like D pair in the league. Carlson, Nivera on the second, and then Murray and Strawman on the third. Finally in goal here, Korpisalo down 84, so not too bad, but obviously nowhere near as good as Bobrovsky, who we have. And then Vlader here, Vlader's their backup, 76, so they better hope they don't have to put him in. I mean, Bobrovsky's going up against his old team. I feel like he's going to have something to prove. Hopefully he just plays like, you know, insane hockey here. Like 2011 Tim Thomas just carries us to the Stanley Cup. So we'll sim this here. Hope for the best. So far so good in the playoffs. 4-2 win, 3-2 win. They're 4-1 win. We sweep Columbus as well. This is insane. So back-to-back sweeps. One was against the defending Cup champions. The next one there against the Blue Jackets. And finally here in the Stanley Cup final, we have the LA Kings. This is actually where Pacioretty might have went. So far, we are 12-1 in these playoffs. Just insane. And right here's a look at the Kings lines. They got Toffoli, Kopitar, and Kovalchuk on the first. Brown, Carter, Pearson on the second. Camp, LaFellow, Yaskin on the third with Wheel, Velarde, and Amadio on the fourth. I feel like you got to put Brown on the first and Toffoli on the second so you can have the That 70s line. I feel like that's going to cost them. Muzzin, Doughty, Forbert, Martinez, McDermott, and Osterley in goal, of course. Jonathan Quick, still an 88. Conan there is the backup. So we'll sim this one game by game. I mean, this team is, we've added a lot of pieces. We still have Kotkaniemi in the AHL for the future. Same with that medium elite D-man. Hopefully we can do it here. So the sim is a little different now. It took me like a kind of bit to just kind of get used to it. So goals, and then you just go sim by period. Okay, Jordan Wheels, 1-0. Nothing in the second. We need a big third. And Doughty looks to have possibly put away an empty netter. I'm not sure. But okay, so they give us our first loss in like a month. We were 12-1 there, and we lost the first game of the playoffs, and then won 12 straight games. Our first loss in a month of playoff hockey. Okay, let's try and win here. This is actually, that was at home in Montreal. We lost that game, so we got to bounce back in game number 2. Tie this series up. There we go. Mark Stone. Nothing in the second. And there we go. Bobrovsky holds out, gets a shutout. He showed him Jonathan Quick can get one. So can I. Pretty low scoring series so far here. Game number 3. This is big. In LA. They get to open scoring. Jordan Wheel again. What the heck? We get one from Sherbak. They get one from Toffoli. Third period here. There we go. Eric Stahl ties it up. Going to OT. We need a Bucci OT hero. And Mark Stone. There we go. He's coming alive in these playoffs. That's awesome. Okay, so we now have the series lead. 2-1. If we can win this next one, we really put the pressure on LA. So here you go, guys. Game number 4. Looks like we open the scoring. Barzell. No way. They get 2 in the second. Kovalchuk and Velarde. Come on, tied up in the third. Oh no, they just come away with it. Pearson and Carter both. Wow. So a big win for LA there. 4-1. And the series is tied 2-2. Luckily though, going home to Montreal. Last time we were there, Bobrovsky got the shutout. Would love to see that again. So here you go, first period. It's 2-1 for them. Muzzin, Velarde. Suzuki though gets one for us. There we go. Oh, I thought we just scored one, but they get one too with Carter. Brown for us. Come on, tie this up in the third. There we go. Oh, no way. I saw we scored 2, and they also got 2. 5-4 win. Wow, outshot us by 10, basically. Wow, okay, so have to win the next 2 games. We are definitely in a tight spot here. We can do it. Here we go, game number 6 in LA. 1-1 after 1. Keller and Carter each score. Nothing in the second. Come on. 2-2. Hosang and Yaskin each score. We need an OT hero. Last time it was Stone. Come on, step up. Nothing in the first OT. There we go, Jonathan Drouin. OT hero in the second OT. Keeps our Stanley Cup dream alive. Game number 7 is up next. Let's go in Montreal. Imagine, that'd be insane. So here you go, guys. Game 7, first period. LA's already on a power play somehow. And we get the first goal, though. Barzal, okay. Like what I'm seeing. Second period, nothing. So we'll turn it up a bit. We'll go 8 times. I don't know what A is. Start is definitely like intervene. Done that in a different video. X is pause. Andrew Shaw makes it 2-0. I do not know what A does, though. If anyone knows, let me know. I feel like it maybe skips ahead. Kemp for them. Alright, hopefully if they pull the goalie, we just put it in the empty netter. Oh my god, okay. We got a little over 5 minutes here. Mark Stone, huge goal. Makes it 3-1. He's been amazing these playoffs. 3.5 to go. 2:45. 1:42. 43 seconds. Okay. 43 seconds away from the Stanley Cup. I didn't even check the ratings, too. 5 better offense, 1 better defense, 4 better goaltending for us. Clayton Keller there is our best player on the team. I think the Montreal Canadiens finally going to be Stanley Cup champions again. Look at the fans. Everybody is on their feet. Oh, as I say that, I think they just sat down. Sherbak, 6th of the playoffs. Brody, definitely. Keller, big reason why. I mean, who trades first overall for Clayton Keller? Look at that. This team, like, that was a stacked team. I mean, honestly, last year's team might have been better. I don't know. Like, this team was so good, too. But there you have it. Montreal Canadiens. I can't believe still swept defending Stanley Cup champion Buffalo Sabres in the second. Back-to-back sweeps with Columbus. Also want to watch this, too. I'm curious if, like, Stanley Cup celebration has changed much at all from last year. So far, looks to be pretty much the same. Obviously, they added a bunch of other stuff for franchise mode. Probably weren't too concerned with the Stanley Cup celly. I think there might have been like a couple new camera angle shots, like the other team being all sad, but I think that's pretty much it. The handshake line here. Obviously, LA's been to the Stanley Cup final twice in the last 6-7 years. Won it the one time. Bobrovsky there, Conn Smythe winner. Let's see, 1.86 goals against, unreal. Almost a .94 save percentage. Probably the biggest signing we had. I mean, we also got Mark Stone that same summer. Like, we were just going off with all that cap space we had. And here we go. Stanley Cup is coming out. The Bell Center is just alive right now. It's electric. I can feel it. I forget. Oh, yeah, Gallagher's our captain, too. Brendan Gallagher going to go get the cup. I mean, I remember, too, when him and Galchenyuk made the team. I think that was, like, no one thought they would. And look at this. Gallagher, just heart and soul player. Gets the Stanley Cup from the knockoff Gary Bettman. Love it. Rocking a bit of a beard there, too. And there we go. Gallagher hoisting the Stanley Cup. Honestly, I'm not sure who Montreal's captain's going to be now that Pacioretty's gone. Just realized, too, we got to win the Stanley Cup Game 7 in Montreal. How awesome is that? And then right there, the Stanley Cup pick. Good-looking group of boys right there. So, that is awesome. First Cup or Bust of NHL 19. All the way down to the wire. Year 3, Game 7. We pull it off. Couldn't have wrote it better. And right here, guys, a quick look at the playoff tree. Obviously, we know what we did. LA here beat Arizona in 5, then Calgary 5. Went 7 games with Minnesota before losing to us in 7. Also want to check the playoff stats for our team, and then, of course, the awards. Pretty glad I don't have to tweet out something stupid about the Canadiens. I already forgot what I said. Like, Montreal's for sure a playoff team, maybe a dark horse Stanley Cup champion or whatever. Like, I would have gotten so much hate for that. Stone here actually led us in points. Like I said, he was just alive these playoffs. Gallagher, too. Barzal there. Hosang. Keller. There's actually... Who's missing there? Duran's kind of gotten quiet. Or no, Duran had 14 as well. Okay, so really the whole team came alive. Let's see the awards. I'm hoping maybe we got a player award. I mean, the award you want. The Stanley Cup, the one it's showing there. The only one that really matters we got. As you guys can see right there, Stanley Cup champions, Montreal Canadiens. We also won the President's Trophy. Now, that doesn't happen too often in franchise mode. I feel like winning the President's Trophy is honestly a bit of a curse, so the fact we got to get both of them is pretty cool. Also, Prince of Wales, obviously. Tarasenko, Art Ross, and the Hart. Those basically always go hand in hand. James Norris there went to Doughty. Lady Bing, Sam Reinhart. Calder went to Budai. I don't know who that is. Conn Smythe, we know, went to Bobrovsky. Samsonov got the Vezina, so he gets real good. That's good to know. He also got the William Jennings. Bill Masterson, TJ Brody, so we did get another award. I mean, I guess he was on Calgary for 2/3 of the season, but still it counts. Ryan O'Reilly there with the Selke. Ted Lindsay went to Tarasenko as well. And then Maurice Richard, Tarasenko had a year. Oh my. Team awards, we'll just see. San Diego Gulls here at the Calder Cup. And we had a pretty good AHL team, but did not look like we won any team awards. Player awards, I don't think our team was quite good enough. Our players, and yeah, they were not. So, doesn't matter. We got the Stanley Cup, all that matters. So, if you guys enjoyed the first episode of Cup or Bust for NHL 19, that was a lot of fun. Honestly, I was a little bit worried when we traded away Price and Weber, very start of it, but it worked out for the best. I guess that just shows big risk equal big reward. So, hopefully you guys enjoyed this one. If you did, leave the thumbs up. If you're not subscribed yet, make sure you do that. Have a nice day, guys. Goodbye.